So my engineer, let us begin with the writing. The writing, yes. Let's just review writing, because I think that is where you can earn. There are three main parts where you can earn a lot of points. If you keep on practicing, you can earn. You can have 7.5 to 8 in listening. There, I am sure, but you have to keep on surrounding yourself with English, spoken English, especially the IELTS type of English, which means that you listen to BBC every day, not the BBC in French. If you go online, you type bbclearningenglish.com or .co.uk, BBC Learning English, you will have so many resources. And then the IELTS audios that you have, but online you have IELTS listening activities. But surround yourself also with movies, documentaries in English. All of those things are on Facebook, on Google, on YouTube. And if you go to Google, you will find them. For example, take a series, a TV series like Harry Potter, or any TV series that you like. You download the torrent. I hope you know what a torrent is.
Yes.
If you do that in America or in Europe, you will pay, you will go to prison. But here with us,
There's no problem.
There is no problem. Okay. So please surround yourself with listening. That is, even at the office, your phone should have many, many songs by Elton John, all the musicians, English, not Nigerian musicians or Cameroon musicians like Mr. Leo, who speaks English in French and then in his lamso. So then the next part where you can have between 7.5 and 8.5 is speaking. That is, and then you work and live in a neighborhood where there are many Anglophones. Interact with them. You are a Christian. Sometimes, if you are a Protestant, go to Anglophone church and make friends. On Sunday.
Even in my church, there is what you call the transition. The preaching is in French and English, and I have some friends in church who are English speakers.
Good. So you just organize to be interacting with them every day on social media. This thing is simple. Surround yourself with oral spoken English.
Yes.
Good. So speaking, you can have between 7.5 minimum and 8.5. We are going to discuss it today. The next part where you can have a maximum number of points, it's writing. Respect the rules related to task 1 and the vocabulary that the monkey wants to see, the examiner wants to see in that part. I gave you the rules. Your introduction should not have anything irrelevant. Go straight to the point. Name what you see. What have they given you? Is it a pie chart? Are they 2 pie charts? Are they maps? Are they line graphs? Whatever they give you, make sure that if they give you 2 different things, for example, a line graph and a pie chart or a what chart, you have to identify them. Good. In your first sentence, and say what they are talking about. That is your introduction. 2, 3 sentences. Let us see what you are seeing there. And always remember that there are parts where they say, what do they want me to say? that is the planning part. Please use maximum or minimum 10 minutes to plan your essay. Understand the keywords, the task requirements, and then segment your work in such a way that I see it clearly. Good. And then put down every paragraph, P1 or intro, P1, P2 of the body. And then maybe conclusion is comparison. If they ask you to compare or to bring out, but everything in task 1 is for you to interpret, write about what you see without giving your opinion. Always remember that. Hello? Good. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good. Task 2 is your opinion. And there, in your introduction, you have two options. Either to paraphrase, use other words to say to talk about the topic they gave you.
Okay, sir.
For example, being a good citizen has a lot of implications. That it could be your first sentence. And the second sentence could be in your introduction. The second sentence could be having the requirements of good citizenship begins at birth. Make short, direct sentences. Don't complicate yourself to write long sentences that will confuse you and the examiner.
Yes.
The dilemma, the third sentence could be the dilemma is who is supposed to teach children to be good citizens. In the lines below, I will discuss the view that some people hold, or I will discuss the view that good citizenship should be taught at home by parents, and also discuss the view that it should be taught in school. Then you go to your next paragraph and place a topic sentence. The first sentence in that paragraph should be a sentence that you will explain, give examples, and draw a small conclusion. It's simple as that. Topic sentence, explanation, example, relevant.
Yes, I see.
Good. For example, if your topic sentence is good citizenship, being a good citizen requires that a child, or it requires the moral values such as honesty, hard work, you can name some, integrity, etc. These values ought to be inculcated from birth by the parents and the family. For example, a child begins to go to school only after about 2 or 3 years in our community. During this preschool period, the parents are the only ones who inculcate these values in their children. Moreover, the child spends, even while a pupil or a student, spends less time in school than at home. So parents ought to, I hope you now see it.
Yes.
So good. So is your mini conclusion. parents ought to pay a lot of attention to what the child acquires from them as values.
I see.
School. That is now your next topic sentence. School is where the child interacts with many different people, like classmates, schoolmates, teachers, and the administration. Here, the child also, Here, the child also learns many values like discipline, punctuality, hard work, honesty. And then, yes, for example, you give an example, simple. So school also plays an important role. Now, you don't only use so. What are the other synonyms of so? You have thus, like this, T-H-U-S. Thus. So up there you use so. Down here you use thus. Those are the words they want to see. They don't want you to be repeating the same structures. And then in your conclusion, you begin your conclusion to you don't even need to always say to conclude. No. From the above presentation, we can validly conclude that teaching a child to be always complete the task. What is the complete task requirement? To be a good citizen in society or a good member of society requires joint efforts. This must be ensured by the parents and the family at home and the educators at school. As simple as that. Yes. You have concluded your essay. So please, for both writing tasks, always remember that the structures are different. The vocabulary there is different because task 2 is always opinion, points of view. Task 1 is facts. Present us the facts. Task 1 has its structure, which is different from task 2 structure. And then you keep developing your vocabulary by reading. We said surround yourself with spoken English. Also read texts in English. See, you are around Melen. Around Melen, there are books, there are these second-hand book shops where those guys, poto, what do people call poto? Yes. Just go there, stand along the poto, you see a book or a newspaper, old newspaper where you give 100, a magazine like Newsweek. You don't need to read about current events. On Facebook, on Google, on Yahoo, on so many platforms, you read articles. Don't only watch them, but read them. What I'm saying is, since you don't yet know when you will take the IELTS, keep practicing till when you are sure that you have registered. Then you let me know. Yes. Good. So reading, the section on reading will only present or produce excellent results if you keep reading. And it's very simple. Those stories are on YouTube, on Facebook, on Google. Just go to Google every day and type IELTS reading text. You will read there will be so many texts on YouTube. Reading, type reading IELTS. You will download videos where they give you a text and you read, and then the questions you answer them on a piece of paper, and at the end of the test, the reading test, you have the answers. So that is self-study. Become autonomous. You have the possibility, the potential to become an autonomous user of English between now and maybe June, just by practicing every day, 30 minutes, 1 hour, without knowing. So don't make it like it's punishment. That no, yes, that no, I have 2-3 hours every day. No, you can be in the office like now, there's no work. Or you are doing some work that doesn't require a lot of concentration. You play a song in English, you play an audio, an IELTS audio in English, and you are there doing your work. Don't even pay attention to it. Your mind will solve that problem for you. Don't forget, your subconscious mind is not sleeping, never sleeps. So when you look at the test that we corrected the writing test, you discover that task 2 was good, but the examples were not there. You just said something, explained, and then didn't even conclude properly, and then left it like that. No, it's incomplete task fulfillment. Incomplete task fulfillment. It means that you didn't complete the task. The task was give relevant examples based on your personal experience. So in your example,
when they ask that,
you can talk about yourself.
So I have to write this. I have a case that this thing arrived to me, or to such thing like that.
No, it didn't arrive. It didn't arrive. It happened.
Happened.
Ceci m'est arrivé. Good. It happened to me. Yes. But remember that don't go and write a book. A long story.
Yes.
Look at it. When I was a child, my parents taught me how to never to steal, to tell lies, to cheat, the hard way. Whenever I told a lie, my mother will beat me up. And that is why today it is difficult for me to say lies, because my parents insisted on moral rectitude. Let's just put it like that. Then you come to school, you say like cheating during exams. Now you know what they do to you in school when you cheat.
Yes.
Good. So that is it. Just make it short and simple. Remember, you have 40 minutes, and always keep 5 minutes aside for proofreading. When you finish writing task 1, if your plan is good, visible to you, you will take less than 5 minutes to write the 150 or 160, 70 words of task 1, if you plan well. The secret is in planning and putting it down on paper like this. Paper. First, KW. KW is keywords of this task. What are the keywords of task 1, test 1 that you wrote about, where they gave you some charts and then gave you a table to talk about agricultural, land degradation. Look at it, it's not total land degradation, it's not land degradation it's agricultural. That word must be in your this thing, in your introduction. And every time you must include agricultural, because that is the type of degradation they are talking about. Agricultural land degradation in 3 parts of the world between in the 90s. So if you leave one of those keywords out of it, you will not have the required number of points.
Yes.
Always get the keywords. That's the first thing you have to do. Spend time brainstorming, understanding the keywords and the task requirement. That is 5 minutes, even 10. Because if you don't, you will go and write something else. Organize your work now. Intro. In your introduction, you have to identify what you are talking about. Is it a map? Is it maps? Is it key? That's it. And then now, what are the facts? It talks about agricultural land degradation. So when they present 2 things to you, for example, in this task, good. Look at the task. Let me share my screen. Look at this task. Look at it. They have given you this year. Good. So the pie chart, that is your first sentence. Identify this guy up here. The pie chart presents how many courses? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 main causes of agricultural land degradation in the 90s. And the table presents the percentages of this degradation according to 3 main regions of the world. Full stop. You leave that one and go down to the next paragraph. You can take the pie chart and discuss in your next paragraph. Take the the table, discuss in your next paragraph. You can share now courses per region and per courses per region. What course? So they ask you, the final task here, requirement here is what? Summarize the information. So up there, they have given you the facts. Summarize. Don't say everything. And by selecting and reporting the main features, that's one thing. Look at it. Summarize. What do you need to summarize? Main features. And then make comparisons. Your last paragraph is comparison. Or you can you can begin your first paragraph in the body by identifying the cause and comparing the percentage, the main percentages. For example, overgrazing represented 35% of agricultural land degradation in the 90s, and look at it, and was mainly in Oceania, which represented what? 11.3% of total land degraded. The most insignificant section, the most insignificant percentage of total land degraded by overgrazing was in North America. Are you seeing it? You are bringing out the main features and comparing immediately. So you have brought out the main one, which is Oceania with 11.3%, and the least one with by North America with 1.5%. You can now go, so it depends on your angle. Another main feature of the pie chart is deforestation, which stood at 30%, which closely followed overgrazing with 30% of total land degraded, agricultural, always put agricultural land degraded in the 90s. Now let's look at deforestation. The main cause of total land degraded by deforestation, the main how do they call it, zone where total land degraded by deforestation was Europe with 9.8%. Followed by Oceania with 1.7%, and the least was North America with 0.2%. Just bring out those facts. Overcultivation came with 25, stood at 28%, and this was still led by Europe. You can take region, you can take Europe, you analyze in one paragraph. You take North America, analyze in one paragraph. Take Oceania. So what I'm saying is that it depends on, look for the simplest angle that you would like the examiner to understand your analysis. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Good. So if you have any question on writing, you ask. But our main preoccupation today is speaking.
For writing, I think make the round, how to say it, fail to make all the round. Yes, make all the round. So I think it's
clear. No, we covered everything. We covered everything.
Yes. Okay.
We covered everything on the writing. Okay. Good.
So
Let me explain. Yes. No, you think?
Well, yes, I think I will make the second writing task 2, because it's just the first. Yes, I want to make the second and know if I really understood what you have said. So
no problem. Send it to me. Send it via WhatsApp. I will correct.
Okay, thanks.
Good.